that are probably not subscribed. So go down there and hit that subscribe button. Also right down there, don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you know when I post my videos. Anyways, I'm back with a DIY video. So today I'm going to be mapping out my bullet journal for next school year, because you know that's coming up, or in just in general, because I have a very busy summer and a very busy August. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. So without further ado, let's get started. So right here in front of me I have a sketchbook, some scissors. Well, I don't need scissors, I just have them in front of me. I have a mechanical pencil. You can use whatever kind of pencil you want. I just use mechanical. A ruler. Probably gonna need a bigger ruler, but this is the only one I have. A planner, so I know how to write the calendar out. And then a bunch of markers. And then a bunch of markers over there. But I have like these thin tipped Sharpies. My cover's not on yet, mainly because I haven't prepped it, but this is the journal I'm going to be using for my bullet journal. I got this from, I picked this up at Family Dollar yesterday for about $3. But yeah, it's just a plain journal with lines. You can use whatever kind of journal you want. I just found this one and it's really plain and boring, and it needs some DIYing. So yeah, but today I am just going to be mapping out what I think my journal should look like. But I already mapped out my cover. So this is my cover. I'm putting this on a paper bag, but I'm not doing that today. That's gonna be another video. This is part one. And this intro is already way too long, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do when filming, when doing this is you're going to want to start out by drawing the calendar. Okay, so I'm starting with June, since I'm starting this in like the middle of the year, and it's going to go to January of next year, and I'll start a fresh one next year in January. Okay, so you're going to need your ruler and your pencil and your sketchbook, and you're going to put this down on your paper. Make sure your legs are flat if you have it on your legs. And you're going to put this flat, and you're going to draw to about the 10 centimeter mark. So starting at 0 and drawing all the way down to the 10 centimeter mark. Okay, and now you're just going to do that repeatedly, however many times. But I forgot to mention, before actually making these shorter lines, you want to do a line that's about 15 centimeters for the top of the calendar. So you can put June, and the date and the year, whatever you prefer. But yeah, so start at 0 and go all the way down to the 15-minute mark. Now that you have that line, you can just continue with the other. And my bad, they need to be all the same length. You can't start with short ones. You can't have one that's 15 centimeters and then one that's like 10 centimeters. That's just not gonna work. So we are going to start out again by doing the same thing, starting at 0 and going all the way down to 10 centimeter mark. Not 10, 15 centimeter mark, and do this, I'd say about 4 more times. Oh, so that you have your lines going horizontal, you're going to want to do a few lines going vertical until you reach all the way across however many lines you have. So mine came out to look like this, but you can do however you prefer. That's just the way I did mine. But since I'm always losing things, here it is. But since my journal is like this, I am going to have to break these up into break the calendar parts up into different chunks. So like 1 week, yeah, you'll understand in my next video. But anyways, now that you have that, you want to actually number them. So since I'm starting almost in the middle of the year, I'm starting my journal off with June. So I'm just going to flip to June in my planner, and I don't really like this planner mainly because it's so confusing to keep up. And just going to number them all the way down. So whether that be, yeah, but you get the idea. And I just messed mine up, so yeah, it's way easier if you actually take your time and like start. Start in your journal, then just like throwing it on a piece of paper, because you can actually see what you're doing, and it's way easier because it's the final draft. But obviously you want to know what you're doing before you actually do it, so that's why I am mapping it out on a random piece of paper. So yeah, that is what this is all about. So once you have these labeled Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you want to start this is when you want to start actually setting up your bullet journal. So now I'm just gonna go through and number everything. And I ran out of room because once again this is not my final draft, but this is what it should look like. I only got 22 boxes, but in my final draft I am going to have 29 boxes. So yeah, the next step is obviously writing the month that you're starting with. If you're starting this in June, not like I am, you need to write, you can write June on the top. So obviously I'm going to write June, so yeah. And I'm going to do it in cursive, but this is just a pre-round video, so this is just mapping it out. So I'm just going to do June 2019. Mind my handwriting because I'm a little bit in a hurry, so that's what it should look like. Mind my handwriting, it's really bad. But anyways, and now you want to start drawing your key. Now the key is what helps you remember what is what, and basically telling you what you need to put down next to a certain thing. So I am just gonna take a piece of scrap paper that I have lying around because that's just me, and I'm going to write my key. Now when I actually start doing my bullet journal, that is when I'm gonna get really creative and start like drawing pictures and stuff. So so we're gonna start with task. For task, you put anything you want, but I'm just gonna put a square. For something being pushed back, I am going to draw a back arrow. For something being pushed up, I'm going to draw a forward arrow. Now obviously, if you're doing this as a final draft right now, you can start, you know, getting creative, doing whatnot. But since I am doing a pre-draft before I actually do something, then yeah, so and then for an event, I'm going to put a asterisk, or in some cases it's a star. For a note, I am going to put a squiggle, and then for important, I am going to do a draft. So that is what your key should look like. Mine, because it's really bad. But mind you, this is just like bits and chunks of a rough draft for me. But if you're doing a final draft, you can go ahead and get creative, pull out your markers, whatever you think you need if you're doing your final draft. But anyways, that's it for this video. Stay tuned, because next week I'm filming 2 videos in one day. So stay tuned. So yeah.